Steel Brainrot is a very well-known game, but to become what it is today, they had to remove a lot of things from the game. From crazy nerfs to stuff that only admins could see. That's why in this video we're gonna break down the removed content that never ever came back. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, and let's get started. To kick things off, we've got something that's actually really well known, and I realized that just by the amount of comments. And yes, we're talking about the ballerino lolo rebirth. To rebirth, it required 50 trillion, and ballerino lolo, you would get the megaphone and the beat trap. It was in the game for quite a while, but it got removed and replaced by the Udin Dindon rebirth. And the reason is actually pretty simple, even if it doesn't seem like it. Back then, this brainrot wasn't that easy to spawn, with a chance somewhere between 15% and 20%. So, in conclusion, yes, it was in the game, but since new brainrots get added every Saturday, the chances of getting a ballerino lolo were already pretty low. On top of that, not many players had this rebirth at the time, so Sammy didn't really have any other choice but to nerf it. Now let's talk about the old mutations, and you're probably thinking, wait, what was wrong with them? Well, we're talking about the old mutations because of how the brainrots used to look. For example, the lava, galaxy, yin yang, and a few others. But honestly, it's pretty obvious why they got removed. And before we keep going, I want to show you some images so you can see just how cursed they actually were. I'm not even going to say anything. I'll let you read the comments and decide for yourselves. Personally, I like this change because everything looks way better now, but what do you think? Alright, now we've got a pretty interesting case that a lot of you mentioned in the previous video, and if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend watching it after this one. Back to the topic, there's a supposed brainrot that allegedly existed and had to be removed. Just to be clear, it's not 100% confirmed if it was ever actually in the game, but there is a lot, and I mean a lot, of information about it. I'm talking about Johnny. This character looks like it's made of Play-Doh and kinda resembles one of the Oi characters I mentioned in the last video. I took some time to dig deeper, and this is what I found. He's yellow and fluffy, and he's mainly known because of Brainrot Evolution, another game on Roblox. And by the way, Johnny was released on August 6th. What we're about to talk about is very similar to the old mutations, but this time, it's not about mutations, it's about old designs, and especially the designs of these three brainrots. At first, they looked exactly like what you see in the image, but then, I don't know what the hell happened because they turned them into something way uglier. Samini Spiderini ended up as a spider with a monkey head. Gatatino Neonino became just a normal cat with a green aura. And Statutino Libertino literally turned into the Statue of Liberty. At the beginning, people weren't very happy about it, but after a while they kinda grew attached to them. And once that happened, Sammy ended up bringing back the original characters. It's rumored that these changes happened because the creator wasn't satisfied with their designs. Before we keep going, if you're enjoying these facts or finding them useful, you can let me know by subscribing, leaving a like, or dropping a comment. That way I'll know you're actually into this kind of content. But now, without interrupting anymore, let's continue with the rest of the removed content. I talked about nerfs, but there's one case I haven't mentioned yet. So now let me tell you about the price changes for Orcalero Orcala and Udin Dindon. And why were they more sought after before than they are now? The answer is simple. Back then, they made way more money. But over time, more and more brainrots got added, and they slowly ended up being forgotten. This next one honestly surprised me because I remember it perfectly and I thought it was still in the game. The Bandito Bobrito Aura. Back then, it had black and white lights, just like you can see in this image. I realized this because a lot of people remember it the same way. Hey, but that doesn't change the fact that he still walks with insane flow. Let's continue with the case of Riccone Giandellini. This is a brainrot that only appeared once, and is considered extremely exclusive. People can even offer you up to a garamararam for it. This brainrot showed up during the admin abuse war between Steal a Brainrot and Grow a Garden, and it's inspired by the game's creator. It's easily one of the most exclusive brainrots ever added to the game. Moving on to the old Udin Dindon. Its design didn't change, but its size did. When it first came out, it was much smaller, which is pretty interesting. It's not lost media, but it's definitely a detail almost nobody remembers. The very first admin abuse in Steal a Brainrot. Technically, this isn't lost media, but it's still interesting to look back at. In that first admin abuse, you can already see that the taco event has been around since the very beginning of the game. Nothing crazy, but still worth mentioning. Pippy Potato and its old animation. This legendary Brainrot used to have a really smooth, relaxed walking animation. I honestly don't know why they removed it. I actually liked it a lot. There isn't much more information about this one. Dragon Cannelloni in the Fusion Machine. This one is not lost media, and it's also not real. I'm mentioning it because a lot of people say it existed, but it never actually appeared in the machine. It was all just a player misunderstanding that kept spreading. Talero Talala Blood Rot. You might say, that's not lost media. And yeah, you're right. But I'm including it because back in the day, it was absolutely top tier. You could get it from the runway or the roulette, and a lot of people remember it as some kind of hidden or rare brain rot, when in reality, it was just extremely loved at the time. King Coleman. This is a brain rot many of you probably know. It was supposed to be OG and was rumored to generate 250 million per second, but in the end, it never released. It's believed this was due to an internal decision by the developers. Brazilini Spiderini, another spider variation, which generated 450,000 per second. It's said that only the creators and admins of the game have it. Honestly, it had a really nice design. Hoka Horlo. This brain rot was supposed to be added to the machine alongside Cellularcini Viciosini, but for some reason, Sami never added it, even though it was already finished. It generated 15 million per second, but its recipe was never revealed. The fusion machine itself. The brain rots from this machine are also considered lost media, since many of them can no longer be obtained. Some had recipes, others didn't, but all of them belong to a phase of the game that no longer exists. Maybe in the future, Sami will bring them back during an event or a runway. The Blood Rot event. This event hasn't appeared in the game for a very long time. It was one of the very first events and even had its own mutation, but right now, it's no longer available. Chilin and its old design. It used to look different with the tip facing forward. A lot of people complained about the model, so the creator decided to change it and flip the tip backward. So yeah, Steal a Brainrot has changed a lot over time. From removed designs and forgotten brain rots to exclusive content that never came back. Some things were removed for balance, others because the game simply evolved, and some are still a complete mystery. That's what makes this feel like real lost media. Content that now only exists in old clips and player memories. Now tell me, which brain rot would you want to see return? Drop it in the comments, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.